the number 4 pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, I had the Tennessee Titans drafting David Bailey, the edge rusher out of Texas Tech. Did you guys watch this guy? Did you see Texas Tech playing against Oregon in the playoffs? I mean, the guy is one of the most productive edge rushers. David Bailey is one of the most productive edge rushers you'll ever see. I mean, he just goes after the quarterback every single play, right? It's almost crazy to think what he could do and the havoc that he could wreak on the Titans front line there. Put him right next to Simmons, kind of that defensive, tackle spot. The guys, they've got some guys that can fill the run stuffing gaps in the middle. I think they want to put an edge on the outside to put some more pressure on opposing quarterbacks out there. The Titans, a lot of mocks that I've seen have been going after a wide receiver. And it makes sense, right? You got Cam Ward. Seems like he's going to be the long-term answer, the franchise guy there, at least for several more years. You want to give him a weapon, right? People are always mocking Jordyn Tyson or Carnell Tate to the Titans here as a wide receiver 1. That's too early, in my opinion, for the 4th pick. You could do that if you want to, if you're really, really set on those guys, but it still seems too early, considering there's a lot of depth in the wide receiver class this year later on. And I also think that, you've got the cap space. The Titans, as of the last look at the end of the year, had $115 million in available cap space for 2026. I mean, that's more than enough money to go out there and get somebody like a Deebo Samuel, to get somebody like a George Pickens or even a Christian Kirk or somebody like that, maybe even a Brandon Ayuk, somebody to give a weapon for Cam Ward to throw to. But I think if you're sitting there at 4 and you've got Bailey right there looking at you, you go after him, right? The defense for the Titans is giving up over 28 points a game in 2025. That's a huge delta. That's a huge bar to ask Cam Ward, and even if you bring him in a wide receiver, it's going to be a long time, at least I think a couple of years, before the offense can even get anywhere near 28 points a game for the Titans. It's too much to ask for, and so I think you go after a defensive player. You try to bring down the points per game that your opponents are scoring, and then start rebuilding your offense over the next 2 or 3 years, bring in some veterans first and foremost. So with that 4th pick, I had the Tennessee Titans going with David Bailey, the edge rusher from Texas Tech. He's going to line up, the Titans tend to use a 4-3 front, at least for most of the packages they have on defense. I think he's going to be just fine on that, but can easily adapt to be an outside linebacker if you wanted to run a 3-4 as well.